Hail all your warriors and sorcerers out there in online Tamriel. This is Stohan from Lords of Cyrodiil Guild going through the ESO head skill calculator along with our staff member Alpha.
Hello.
And hello, how are you doing?
Quite well.
Okay, so basically we need to start using this thing, and as I have never used it before, I want to make a, let's say, Dragon Knight with a red guard. So can you talk me through what I need to do here?
Okay, so what you first need to do is select which weapon and armor will you choose.
I was thinking about dual wield.
Okay, so if you want a dual wield, I would not recommend choosing a red guard because it has the bonus on the experience skill line. The red guard, it has the bonus in 100 in shield. So if you choose red guard, you should choose 100 in shield to level up.
Okay.
So if you want a dual wield, you should choose Dark Elf because it's the race you have the ability to.
Yeah. So how does this interface work here? So I see something classes and races and stuff. Where do I click?
Okay. On the top right of the screen, you have the class selection. You choose Dragon Knight if you want it.
Yeah, I did.
And then you choose the race you would like to play. If before choosing the race, if you choose to the racial part of the skill calculator on the
that's on the left side, yeah.
Yeah, on the bottom left, you have all the skill lines for the race you have chosen. So first you have to look up which skill line do you get increased experience, and then choose a race that goes well with the armor or weapon that you have selected.
Yeah, I was thinking about the dual wield skill.
Okay, so the one that has dual wielding increased is the Dark Elf. So if you select Dark Elf on the right,
yeah,
you will get the Dark Elf skills, and you'll see that the first passive ability, well, it only has passive abilities, but the first one is Ambidextrity.
Yeah,
and that's the one that increases your dual wielding experience gain by 15%.
Okay, so at what level does this kick in? When will I be able to use dual wield?
If the tutorial is like in the first betas, you will be able to use it right away when you start the game.
Okay.
You will be able to choose 2 weapons and go dual wielding.
Uh-huh.
Because if you use only one weapon, the skill line that you will increase, it's the 100 in shield. So you have to get the 2 weapons to increase the dual wielding. So the first weapon you choose should be 2 maces, axes, daggers, or swords from one-handed.
Yeah, so basically it doesn't matter which one as long as it's one-handed, right? Or
yeah, doesn't matter which one. You can go with 2 daggers, or 1 sword and 1 mace, or 1 axe and 1 dagger, whatever you want.
Okay.
You get bonuses depending on which weapon you chose. If it's a dagger, if it's a sword, if it's a mace, you get bonuses later on when you have leveled up the skill line for dual wielding.
Okay, so what kind of armor would be good for a dark elf with dual wielding?
I would say either medium armor or heavy armor. It depends on if you want to deal more damage and spam abilities.
I was thinking about doing damage primary.
Okay, so medium armor, it's the one that regenerates stamina, and that's what you need to cast dual wielding abilities. And heavy armor protects you more and gives you health regen and something like that. So heavy armor is more for tanks or heavy DPS that just want to survive on PvP, for example.
Okay, so I could actually go with either medium or heavy. It doesn't really matter, or what?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Then we have a tab called World. What's in there?
Okay, so the World tab, it's right now inside the game we will only have the first one. If you click, you will see there are 3 skill lines: Soul, Magic, Vampire, and Werewolf.
Okay.
For now, on the beta, I've only seen the Soul Magic one.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can turn into a vampire or a werewolf, but it's something we will be able to do eventually.
Okay.
So those are the skill lines for Soul Magic. Is the skill line for soul trapping. If you have played other Elder Scrolls games, you will know that you can fill soul gems with souls that you get from other mobs.
Okay.
And apart from that, you will have an ultimate ability and 3 passive abilities that are quite useful for the player.
Yeah, and that's also another thing I wanted to ask. Ultimate abilities, what is it exactly?
Well, once you reach certain level with a skill line, you will be able to choose a ultimate ability, and that's the ability that fills the R slot in the hotbar. You see it in the top of the screen, top left. You see that you have 5 slots on the hotbar, and then the R button, that it's the one for only ultimates, and you can only have one at a time.
Okay, so how many times can I use an ultimate ability? I mean, how long does it take to cool down?
It depends on the ability itself, and it uses a different power, that it's not health, stamina or magicka. It uses ultimate power, and you fill the bar or the square, you fill it with ultimate power by fighting or using abilities that increase the ultimate pool.
Okay. Yeah, then we have the guild tab on the left side.
That's for the NPC guilds. It's nothing related to actual player guilds. So we have 3 for now. Those are the Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, and the Undaunted. And eventually, we will have Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, but there's no information here for now, because it will come up in an expansion or something like that. So you have 1 ultimate for each guild skill line, 4 active abilities for each skill line, except for the Undaunted you have 5 of them and no passive abilities. And then you have 5 passive abilities for the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild.
Okay. Then there's Alliance War.
The Alliance War skill lines are the ones that you get by participating in the PvP event in Cyrodiil. And you have 3 types: Assault, Emperor, and Support. The Emperor one is the one that you get only when your faction has an Emperor. So you've won 1 campaign of the PvP war, and you cannot access it unless your faction has an Emperor on one of your campaigns.
Okay, so how does one become an Emperor? I need to be that.
Well, I haven't tested that much on the beta, but you will have to control every single keep on the map, or at least the majority of them, and you will have to end the campaign. I mean, I think the campaigns on Cyrodiil are time limited. So when it ends, the one that has most keeps in control, or more Elder Scrolls in control, and stuff like that, will become the Emperor when the campaign ends.
Okay, good. Then we have the ratio down there on the left.
This we have only one that it's equivalent to our race that we choose. We can change this skill line by choosing another race. If you click on another race that's not Dark Elf, you can see that it changes from.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Dark Elf. So this will depend on the race we choose, and it will have different passive abilities. Only passive abilities. There will be no active abilities for the race. It will have different passive abilities for each race, and you have to choose carefully which race you want to be, depending on the abilities you want to have in game.
Okay, then we have the craft one down on the left there.
That's one of the most important skill lines, because, for example, if you are going with a dark elf dragon knight, you will be using medium armor, right?
Yeah, for example, yeah.
And dual wielding.
Yeah.
So, First of all, if you are using medium armor, you will need clothing and
Okay.
gather leather and make medium armor out of the leather you grab.
So is that the tailoring I need, or?
Tailoring will be the one you have from the very beginning, so you won't have to spend a skill point on this passive ability.
Okay.
And then, but then you have the Kenai cloth. That's the one you should not choose if you are going with medium armor, because you get the leather from animals and not plants, and you want to create medium armor, not light armor.
Okay, but I'm looking here. It says apparently passive ability, so it's not an active ability, right? Or
no, there's not an active ability. You have to go to the crafting stations to craft items, and there's only passive abilities on the skill line, because you will need to improve the quality of the items you create on the crafting stations.
okay, good. Yeah, so I just clicked on it by accident, and then on the tanning experience, and I see now that when I click it one more time, a Roman numeral comes up on the left side. It says 2 now, and if I click it one more time, it says number 3. What is that?
That's the number of skill points you can choose to spend on the skill. You have to reach a certain level of the crafting ability to spend the crafting or whatever you are using. It can be armor, walled, weapon, any skill line. You have to reach a certain level to spend skill points on each ability.
Okay.
You see there's a little number on the circle that indicates the minimum skill experience you need to spend a skill point on there.
Okay, yeah, so it's the small 10. It's a 10
Yeah.
at level 3, apparently. Let me click one more time for 4, let me see.
You cannot click.
No, I can't improve anymore. Okay, so how do I reset it if I want to take it away again?
On the calculator, you can right click just to remove one skill point, or you can
okay.
right click to remove all points.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So, so far it's pretty straightforward. I mean, choose a class, then a race, and then you can see the various things on the left there. What character are you planning to do on launch?
I'm planning to do Khajiit Nightblade with dual wielding 2.
Let me find it.
And medium armor, because the Khajiit passive ability, it increases the medium armor experience gain. So I'm going with medium armor and dual wielding, because I don't find anything better for a stealthy like character.
Okay, so how do you use this Khajiit? Is it a sneaker or a thief style, or what is it?
Yeah, looking at the passive abilities, you see you have, apart from the experience gain with the medium armor skill line,
Yeah.
you have 1 health regeneration buff while in combat.
Yes.
You have 1 stealth radius buff. I mean, you can stealth from more distance, and it also increases the damage you deal while going on stealth.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking at that on the racial abilities of the Khajiit.
I was just on the screen here now doing the same thing. Okay, and that means, of course, you will have to select medium armor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Because most of my abilities will use stamina and not magicka.
Okay.
So I'll be going with medium armor, because I'm going melee range. So I will receive hits. So I need a bit of protection and a bit of stamina regeneration.
Yeah. Okay. So then basically the second character I was thinking about to make was a sorcerer, high, and I think it's an Aldmeri, right? High elf.
Yeah.
Let me just click on it. 1 sec. There we go. Yep. And he of course should be using light armor, I guess. Yeah. Or.
Yeah. Because light armor is the one that regenerates magicka and gives bonuses regarding how much magicka you have on your pool. So yeah, light armor is the one for sorcerers.
Yeah, and the racial skills for that high elf, I'm clicking on it right now. This is something 15% with the destruction staff, it says, experience gain.
Yeah, that's one weapon skill line. If you click on weapons and then destruction staff, you will see that you have various abilities, some active abilities and some passive abilities for the destruction staff.
Yeah. 1 second, let me just find it.
Okay. You first click on weapon and then destruction staff.
I found it, yeah. This destructive touch and wall of elements and force shock and weakness to elements and impulse. Yeah, that's the active ones.
Yeah, those are some abilities. If you see, they cost magicka and not stamina. And if you, for example, click on two-handed, you'll see that all the active abilities cost stamina and not magicka.
Yeah, I see that.
And the same for all the one-handed and shield, dual wielding, and bow. Each of those abilities cost stamina and not magicka.
Okay.
And destruction and restoration staff cost magicka instead of stamina.
Okay.
So that's why you want to get the light armor.
Yeah, but in terms of, I mean, selecting weapons, armor, and stuff like that, in principle, we can select what we want, right?
Yeah, you can select anything.
But it's not going to be so effective.
Yeah, you have to choose everything, so you can get a bit of a synergy between all the abilities you choose. So if you choose destruction staff, you have to choose light armor to go well with that. Because if you choose heavy armor, for example, you will be a long range damage dealer that goes with heavy armor, and you won't have enough magicka regen and only health regen, because heavy armor gives health regen, and you will run out of magicka before you can deal enough damage.
Okay, so the last one is the Nightblade, and what race is specifically suited for that one?
Well, the Nightblade is the one I talked to you about, the Khajiit. The last one is the Templar, that we haven't talked about.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Templar, sorry, yeah, that's right. Click there now.
Yeah, for what I've seen, the Templar is it's pretty strange. You have one class skill line that goes melee.
But which race should I choose there, you think?
It depends on the class you choose. For example, if you want to go with the Atrix Spear, it's like it's something about melee damage. So you will have to choose some melee character. For example, I don't know. If you will go melee, you have to choose medium or heavy armor.
Yeah. So for example, a red guard or something.
Yeah,
or
if you go with
Breton.
100 shield.
We can take a Breton for example. So.
Yeah, Breton, it's specialized in the light armor, but we can choose the restoring light ability.
Okay.
That it's the only ability for healing. Oh, and if you choose healing, you should choose the Argonian, because the racial skill for the Argonian is expertise on the restoration staff that heals too.
Okay. Well, what weapon would a Templar use?
So if you want to go healer, you should choose restoration staff, as I said.
Yeah.
But if you want to go with Dawn's Wrath or Atrix Spear, you have to choose either a ranged weapon, because if you see Dawn's Wrath, all the active abilities have 24-meter range or something like that.
Yeah.
And all the Atrix Spear are melee attacks. It's 8 meters, 20 meters, 22 meters. It's more like protecting yourself and dealing melee damage.
Okay. And armor, what was that? Medium armor or light armor? Or?
It depends on the weapon and the class skills that you choose. For example, if you choose restoring light, you should go absolutely with light armor and restoration staff, because the abilities will cost magicka. Both class and weapon abilities will cost magicka, and you need magicka regen from light armor. And if you choose Atrix Spear, you should choose another weapon, for example, two-handed weapons that cost stamina. and then you should go with medium armor because they cost stamina.
Okay. In general, you've tried this out a few times, this calculator. What is your impression of it? Is it a good tool, or can we live without it?
It is because you will get lots of skill points once you've reached the max level, but meanwhile you can, before spending your actual skill points on the game and then having to reset them, you can come here, choose the abilities you want to have, and then see how many skill points you will have to use on the abilities you want to have. So you don't need to reset your skill points in game, and you only have to come here, calculate what you want, and then go into the game and spend your skill points as you are getting them.
Okay, so basically it's a pretty important tool.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to thank ESO Head for making this thing, and it's nice to have something that's actually usable, especially when we all get into it at launch, so we don't make the mistake that like I did in the third beta, where I made a sorcerer with all the skill points allocated wrong, and I can already see here what I did wrong, so it has already helped me in terms of creating that. So Alpha, thanks a lot for clearing that stuff up, and guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be bringing you one video a week on our ESO news here from the Lords of Cyrodiil. See you out there in Templar.